So if you're not interested in hearing about my first vacation in 7 years that I'm going to tell you about that I recently took, or my house and how my neighbors suck, or about cancer, you're not going to want to see this video. I'll see you next week. I promise it'll be better. But for those of you who are still here, what I thought today I would do is talk a little bit about a lot of things, all right? First thing I want to talk about is actually, why don't I give you a house update? Because it's actually been a while since I've been here with you, and you guys seem to like it. I will also talk a little bit about how my neighbors suck. So check this out. So in my town, as you know, I live in this place called Marietta, Georgia. Cute little town, amazing, I love it and all that good stuff, right? I love it a lot. Anyway, there's this Facebook group that's called like the Marietta Facebook group, right? And it's basically all the residents. You can join it. It's a private members only thing. You have to be like a resident of Marietta and you can join this group. Like 2 weeks ago, my mom reaches out. She's like, hey, somebody posted pictures of your house and everybody's commenting. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So basically what happened was there's this dude who apparently lives in my community who went to my builder's Facebook page, no, it was his Instagram account, and saw like the renderings of my house and basically posted it for everybody in this Facebook group to see and comment on. And it was really weird. It felt a little bit like an invasion of privacy, but I'm also somebody that's on the internet. And so I don't know if that really, it feels different to me than it probably would to most people. Most people would probably be a little bit more private. I obviously talk about, the house and stuff like that openly on this channel, but it felt very, let me say, how did it feel? It felt a little bit weird. Something else that was weird is reading everybody's comments. It's kind of like YouTube, except the fact that a lot of these people are my neighbors and people that I actually have seen or know or run into. And let me tell you, there are a lot of great comments about, oh, it's going to be beautiful, but there are a lot of comments about how bad it sucks, how I suck, and the fact that it doesn't fit the neighborhood, and somebody called me out and then posted a link to my Empire video showing all the other real estate that I have in the area, and it just felt a little bit weird. It felt weird to read comments, but the good news is that I went to everybody's Facebook page and looked to see who they are. I recognized a lot of them, and so now I know who I should not be friends with or whatever. I shouldn't be that upset about it, but it was just a little bit it was kind of like a gut punch when you realize that something's out there. And I know that, like I said, I post YouTube videos, so of course, I should be used to that kind of stuff, but this was my home and my, whatever. I guess I'm over it, but it was it was unnerving to see. Anyway, something that's pretty cool to see is the fact that the house is coming along, right? Windows are starting to go in. These big bay windows are handmade, custom made, big iron and glass. Something else that's iron is gonna be my front door. Check it out, this is my front door. All this cellophane is just for protection. Anyway, super big. These are actually 12 foot, this is a 12 foot door. Is that cool? All right, something else that's cool is part of my staircase, another part of my staircase, another part of my staircase. But check it out. Have I showed you this yet? My pool, yes. Little water feature out here that's gonna run out. There's this big window. A lot of stuff has happened since I think the last time we've been here. What else has happened? Oh, my patio's done. I love my patio. I'm a big patio guy. Let me see. These windows, really black and iron and sexy. Yeah, okay, out here, check it out. What? My patio. Boom, right? Ugh. Look at this, right? Super tall ceilings. It's literally 20 feet tall in here. We're gonna be doing all sorts of cool stonework down. Have screens on here so my cats can actually come out. That was one of the things. My cats have to be able to go outside, and they're not outdoor cats. All right, let's go out here. Check it out. All right, so pool in the center, the iron, big windows, door there to come out. The big patio, fireplace out there, big, huge window in my living room. And then that over there, that big door, that is actually my bedroom. All the windows in, and then this big, you can't really see it that well here, but it's this arched doorway and windows. It's gonna be awesome. What do you think? I personally love it, and I'm really excited. What I'm not excited about is the fact that the cost just keeps going up and up and up and up and up. Someday when I'm done this thing, I'll tell you how much this thing's cost. How much do you think this house is gonna cost? Like, I'm curious. How much? Like, I just wanna know down below, how much do you think this house is gonna cost? All right, it's 10,000 square feet. It's got a big basement. It's got really like nice, like high-end finishes and stuff like that. How much? I'm curious as to what you guys would estimate, because I know it's hard to say depending on where you live, but you know, if this house was in like a really, really like super like great area or nice area or different state, it would be a lot more expensive. The fact that we're in Georgia makes it a little bit more affordable, but it doesn't mean that it's actually like affordable. So let me see. They're getting ready to put in the staircase right there. This big staircase, and look at these windows, right? Big, sexy windows. And because I know some of you are like, oh man, all those windows, it's gonna be a lot to heat and cool. These are all like super energy efficient. The air conditioning units that I got are super like high rated, like energy efficient. So this house shouldn't be that bad, but we'll see. To be determined. All right, look at this. This is my bedroom. Oh, big doors, big windows. And then it will open up. Oh, pull. It opens up right there. So it's super cool. What do you think? You want to go upstairs or actually downstairs? Let me show you this really cool door down there. Come on. Look at this. Big iron glass, curved. This is actually going to be like our media room. There's going to be like a wine cellar there. It's going to be iron and glass. Over on this wall, the whole wall is going to be like a matte black subway tile with this little bar area. It's going to be like a gray, shiny, it's called like lacquered. It's like a lacquered finish. It's going to be really sexy and cool. It's going to have like brass rack above it that's gonna have like, you know, bottles and glasses and things like that. Big TV right here, super comfortable couch, and then a cool chandelier that I probably am gonna pay way too much, or actually not probably, I know how much that thing costs, and it is definitely way too much. Let's go up to the 3rd floor. So anyway, yeah, so it's coming along. Things are actually moving now, which is exciting to see. But there are always issues, there are always problems, and it seems like every time I turn around, there's another like little expense, like, oh, this is gonna be a little bit more money, or oh, that's gonna be a little bit more money. But I kinda knew that that was gonna be the case, and you gotta prepare for it, I guess. But this is definitely the last house I'm building ever, for now. Anyway, upstairs. Window for here, and look at this. They had to put like this like copper flashing in there to waterproof it. Little sitting area, tall ceilings. My wife's like office, Antonio's bedroom in here. Anyway, yeah, it's coming together. And so it's exciting, but like I said, there are always issues, and yeah, you gotta just be prepared for that. Anyway, something else you gotta be prepared for is when something bad happens physically or to your health. And I just wanna give you a quick update. Steven, my business partner at Salon Posta, has been, you guys have all probably known or should have known, or maybe I mentioned it somewhere else, but he has been battling cancer for like 10 years. It's been a really long time. He had lung cancer, he had thyroid cancer, and it's been managed, right? He was taking this like chemo pill. I'm actually gonna set this up where, how will this work? What do you think? So, he's been battling cancer and it's been managed. He has some tumors in his lungs. He had, you know, cancer up here that was removed. It's been something that he's been dealing with now for, I don't know, literally like 10 years. And it's been fairly managed. But over the course of the past like 8 months, he's been having like more issues, like with his lungs specifically. And he's been in the hospital now for the past like 3 weeks. And they're just trying to figure out like what to do and how to, you know, manage things and fix things and get him back and in the road or on the road to recovery as much as possible. But once again, it puts things in crystal clear perspective. Just knowing that your health is your most valuable asset. And, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, well, why? This is one of the things that gets me, right? I've known about Steven's health issues for a while, like since he started, right? And people have actually said to me like, well, why did you, go into business? What if it, And the way that I kind of think about things is you cannot predict the future. I literally could go get struck by a bus today, right? I could, pass away from, natural or unnatural hang on. Spam. How does your phone know it's spam? Anyway, so anybody could die. You just don't know what's in store. And living your life fearful and worrying about like worst case scenario is not something or a place that I want to live. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to try it. If it doesn't work out, whatever. If he, can't work or whatever, like we'll deal with it. And, we've got a great team in place. And so I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update. He is definitely struggling right now. And, just got some things you got to figure out. I met his family. Some of his family came into town to see him. And I went yesterday with my buddy Tony, the other partner in the salon. We brought him some water and some Gatorades and stuff like that. And he seems good, right? He's in really good spirits. And he's just a little bit weak because he's been in a bed for a while. And so physical therapy is definitely something that's going to help him, get back into action. And anyway, I just wanted to kind of talk a little bit about that and tell you what I can about that. And we'll talk more about this later. But anyway, if you guys are into praying or prayers or you're a spiritual person, he definitely could use some good vibes and some good prayers. So if you're interested, that would be amazing. Something else that I want to talk about real quick is that actually, this is kind of weird, right? We need a better spot than this. Let me find it. Why don't I go back over to my house and sit there and talk to you guys a little bit about something that I did, my wife and I did, that was amazing. And that is go on our first vacation, official vacation, like out of the country in literally 7 years. And it was amazing. We went to Bermuda, actually. And I just want to start by saying that if you are interested in going somewhere amazing, beautiful, friendly, all right, safe, you gotta check out Bermuda. I've been to Jamaica twice. I've been to Mexico. And the truth for me, like Bermuda destroys both of those other locations in terms of like beauty, in terms of safety. Now, the one downside to Bermuda is that it is a little bit expensive. I was always hearing like, oh, it's super expensive and all that. It was expensive, but I mean, everything's kind of expensive. In terms of like a dinner, if you're gonna go out to dinner, you're gonna have like a glass of wine or two, it's probably gonna be like $100, $120. But we'd spend that here if we were going out. But that's like going out and getting like a burger and some fries. I did have French fries 3 days in a row, which was amazing. I also went off my diet a little bit, but let's sit down. Hey, Salsa. How's that? Much more comfortable. All right, so we went to Bermuda. It was a 4-day trip, 3 nights, and it was spectacular. The views were incredible. One of my favorite things about the island is that I felt so incredibly safe. I've been to Mexico, I've been to Jamaica, and I've been a little bit like, do I really want to leave the resort? And do I want to go explore? Probably not. Bermuda, like totally safe, totally like, yo, you want to go out? Like whatever, everybody's friendly. It's just an incredible place. And the other cool thing for us is that it's only like 2.5 hours away in terms of like a flight from Atlanta. So it's quick, it's easy, and we've been planning this now for a little while. So to back up a little bit, I have never been somebody that loves traveling. I'm actually somebody that dislikes traveling. It's not that I don't like seeing places, but I love being home. Like, I am a homebody, and I have never really gone on vacations. I've never been to Disney World. When I was growing up, we really didn't have the money to go anywhere. I would go down to the New Jersey shore like once a year to go stay with my aunt, but other than that, never really took vacations ever. I've just never like experienced it, and I just don't love traveling. I don't love like the process of flying. Like, not that I'm scared to do it, but I just don't love it. And what I love is being home, and I love being a homebody, but I know that a lot of people think that's crazy, right? One of the things that people want in terms of like entrepreneurship is once you start, making some money, is this freedom to go travel and do all these amazing things. And for me, that's never been like a big motivator, and I am reluctant to do it. And so, over the past 7 years, we have gone to, we're spoiled. Here in Atlanta, we've got the panhandle of Florida, right? In terms of gorgeous beaches, it doesn't get much better. And I don't care where you go, whether or not it's Jamaica, it's Mexico, it's Bermuda, it doesn't matter. Like St. Thomas, like these islands. The panhandle of Florida, in terms of beaches, are absolutely spectacular. Sugar white sands, no shells, beautiful greenish water, blue-green water. It's gorgeous. And so if you're ever have the opportunity, even going to Panama City, the Redneck Riviera, or Destin, or Miramar Beach, or Rosemary Beach, or Alice Beach. Alice Beach, for the record, is the most beautiful place I've ever seen in terms of beach houses. And it honestly was inspired a lot by Bermuda and Greece. I think it was Santorini, Greece, in terms of the architecture. Alice Beach, do a little Google search for Alice Beach, right? And you'll see it's all white and stucco and gorgeous and incredible architecture. And every place there is 10, 12, 15 million bucks. Anyway, it's gorgeous. And so when I think about beaches, I'm spoiled because we go down there twice a year. But 5 years ago, we moved Tracy's mom. If you guys follow the Tish Hanley vlog, for those of you who do, you know the story, right? We moved Tracy's mom down to Atlanta because she was having difficulty. She suffered from dementia and was starting to go downhill. And so we ended up moving her down here, putting her in a assisted living facility that was literally right across from her house. And she was here. And so during this time, we really didn't go anywhere, or we couldn't go anywhere because we needed to make sure that we could get back within 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. We didn't want to go on a plane somewhere because it was a lot more complex. And one of the issues was because of the dementia that her mom had. It was called Pick's disease, which is actually front temporal. It prevents you from being able to communicate, right? So the type of dementia, there are different types of dementia. All of them suck horribly, but there's some that you just don't know who people are, and hers was not like that. She always knew us. She always knew me. She always knew Tracy. And she just couldn't speak or communicate. Well, as the disease kind of progressed over the course of the past 5 years, it was tough because she couldn't explain hey, this is hurting me, or that's bad, or whatever. And so all during COVID, it was brutal because we couldn't get into her room to see her because they locked everything down. And so we just never felt comfortable leaving her, honestly. And so we really didn't travel other than quick 2-night trips to Florida. We'd do that twice a year, and we loved that. But this was the first trip that Tracy and I went on after her mom passed away, after my wife retired. It was okay, let's go somewhere. Let's actually take a real vacation. And it was hard for me, honestly. I was so stressed out thinking about going, leading up to going, because of all the work I had to get done, and I was just worried, right? Because I am somebody, I really haven't vacationed since I've been successful. And even though I have people that are, running things and doing things, it still is a very big stressor for me not being able to work or go to my office and being away. And so even though it was amazing and incredible, there was a lot of stress and anxiety leading up to it. Now, am I crazy? The answer is yes. But the good news is that I was able to relax, and it was spectacular. We had a great time. And I want to do it again. Not necessarily back to Bermuda yet, but I want to go and do some other things because I know that it's good for me. It's good for me to not be able to work, because for me, it's very difficult to set things down and walk away. And if I'm here in my town or at my house, I'm going to work, right? Because that's what I do. It's my default mode. But being forced to actually go, not having a camera, not having any agenda other than just to hang out with my wife, connect with her, and then go out to eat and just putz around, it was absolutely amazing, and it was great for us to be able to do. And so it was awesome. If you are ever going to take a quick little trip, I think Bermuda is totally underrated. A lot of people don't talk about it, but it is absolutely spectacular. The one thing that I love doing the most there's this little trail along the coast of the entire chain of islands that I could walk to from my hotel. And it was basically like on the shoreline. And so I every morning would get up, my wife and I would go, we'd get some coffee, and then we'd go out there. I'd do a little run, and it was just beautiful. It was amazing, and I can't say enough great stuff about Bermuda. The people there were amazing, and the amount of Alpha M fans was insane. It was crazy. I took so many pictures, you know, just walking down the street, like people like yelling out of their cars. It was amazing. Apparently they don't get many many YouTubers there, but it was incredible. And so I just wanted to come on today and talk a little bit about these three things: the house, my neighbors, Steven, his issues, and then this little vacation that we were able to take that I haven't done in a really long time. And the last place I'd just like to leave this, in terms of like entrepreneurship, do not be like me, right? I'm not saying that the way I am when it comes to like taking time off for vacation is good at all. It's actually not good. It has been hard for me to learn to kind of shut it down on the weekends, or to not always be like thinking about or working, but it's critical that you do. It's critical that you decompress and take time off and take time for yourself, that you're not thinking or working, because if you don't, you're gonna just get into this pattern. You're gonna get this like tunnel vision, and you're gonna be less productive, you're gonna be less successful, you're gonna be less happy, because you're so focused on trying to just grind it out. And that's one of the problems with this hustle culture. Everybody's just grinding and hustling and working, and taking time off is almost like bad, unless you're trying to sell somebody an information product that's gonna help them get rich, and then they're talking about all the times that they're vacationing and the fact that they only work 1 hour a month. Gentlemen, that's where I'm gonna wrap things up. The truth is, you've gotta have balance. You've gotta find what works for you and your partner and your kids and your family, and then do that. But the one thing that I can do is say thank you for being a part of this. If you dug this vlog, guys, drop me one of these. If there's something you want me to talk about, business related, down below, say, yo, Alpha, let's hear about X, Y, and Z. I'm gonna try to actually start answering some business questions. And so if you guys have a business question, down below, start it with business question and then ask your question. I used to do that on the Tease vlog, and it was something that I love doing. You guys seem to love doing that. And so I wanted to bring it back into this format. So Q&A, business Q&A is definitely gonna become a part of this. And so if you have a business question, it doesn't matter if it's about my business, a business you wanna start, down below, like I said, start it with business question and ask. Each week, I'm gonna try and get to a few of them, but this week, I'm gonna wrap things up by saying, you're amazing.